I have two questions, initially for Ms McGuinness, and then I have a third one for Mr Sheehan. Ms McGuinness, I'm just asking, my colleague Sinn Féin Councillor Noel Connolly made a disclosure to the HSA and the Office of the Minister for Health on Tuesday evening about a report that was made to him about an employer who is forcing an employee to work, despite them being symptomatic, and who is a family member of a confirmed case and has not heard back from the HSA. Can I ask how long it takes to address issues like this, and if it is a matter of policy not to communicate with the complainant? And the second question I just briefly want to ask is as well, what efforts are being made to educate about this disease? Like meat factory workers, their first language is not English. What are we doing, and what efforts are being made to ensure that the infected employees are self-isolating?
If I may, in relation to, obviously, as I said, the details of any protected disclosure I can't discuss, but I'm not aware of a protected disclosure in that regard. And if it's gone to the Minister of Health, I'm wondering, is it gone to the Health and Service Executive rather than the Health and Safety Authority? All protected disclosures ultimately come to my attention, but I'll certainly look into that, because I'm not currently aware of it, and we would always respond. We also do our best to talk to the complainant as well if there are particular queries, and obviously protected disclosures have a different mechanism for being addressed within the authority, as opposed to, say, for example, a complaint or request for information through our workplace contact unit. The other point about education, I think we referred to it in our submission. We provide it as part of the protocol, because the authority is very focused on fostering, promoting and preventing and ensuring improvements in health and safety, and the same comes to COVID. So we put a huge effort in producing checklists, templates, posters, lead worker representative posters in plain English. We work with NALA, we produce them in languages, we've produced training courses for the lead worker rep and COVID induction. They're all freely accessible and available, and about 280,000 of those. Are they given
direct provision centres as well? Are they aware of all this? Because I'm very aware of direct provision centres not having an understanding of the language and not being able to communicate with the people in them centres.
I think that's an issue in terms of, and I know from the direct provision and obviously the public health side, they're equally aware of the language barriers and are working across the board to make sure the communications, and I know that's been a topic at the National Committee recently about how we communicate and broadly.
With all due respect, I'm sure you're aware also that a lot of these workers are in these direct provision centres, and if they can't communicate, some of them are going without food because they simply can't get back out to cook if they become symptomatic, and we want to make sure that they're aware of everything, and that those that run them centres are aware that these people don't have an understanding, if that's possible, please. My next question, thank you. My next question is to Mr Sheehan. Mr Sheehan, an employee of a meat factory in Kildare has raised an important issue with me. The Department of Agriculture has recently stated to allow veterinary inspectors who are over 70 back into shifts in the meat plants. Now, bear in mind, I'm the Sinn Féin spokesperson for the elderly, so that concerns me in itself. But going on from that, these over 70s are in a vulnerable group and have underlying health issues. It's been reported to me that the Department of Agriculture or the meat factory has asked that these vets, and I've been told 50 to 60 vets, have to sign a waiver, meaning that they can't sue anyone if they fall ill. Can you confirm to me if this report is true, firstly, and secondly, the reason for the waiver, if it is, and if the practice is going to continue? And if that is the case, can we get a copy of that waiver, please?
Yeah, thank you, Deputy. So the question you're asking is about so-called TVIs, or temporary veterinary inspectors, who are vets who are in practice but who do shift work for a couple of hours doing meat inspection in meat factories. So the situation is that in the early stages of the so-called lockdown, we took the decision that anybody over 70 shouldn't be rostered to do work in our meat plants. But as time went on, that decision was challenged both legally and by the representative organisation for Vets Veterinary Ireland, on the basis that it was unfair and potentially not legal. So we had a number of discussions, this is maybe a month or 6 weeks ago, with Veterinary Ireland and with our own legal services and with other bodies as well. And the legal advice was that it wasn't correct for us to continue to exclude over 70s.
So there are people there that are working over 70s then? That's basically what the answer to that is?
Oh yes, that's absolutely the case. And legally the advice was we couldn't exclude them.
Asked to sign a waiver?
Yes, they are asked to sign a waiver, and I can certainly send a copy of the waiver which was drawn up by our legal services in consultation with others. I can certainly send you a copy of that waiver.
Thank you.